For the Beaumont and Banning area, daytime hours will be partly sunny skies through the afternoon, highs in the mid-50s. As we go through the daytime hours in the IE area, partly sunny skies, highs in the lower 60s. Afternoon hours in the Coachella Valley, sunshine dominates, highs in the mid to upper 60s. I'm forecaster Jimmy O'Neill for Smart Talk 1490 KMET.
That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. We appreciate each and every one of you. We got a lot of things going on. I know today is the day right before the weekend. We're excited about it. We're excited about what's going on. I will say this. There are a lot of people going, okay, what's going on in the area of like China, Russia, and other places? I saw a report yesterday, not sure if it's real. They're like, okay, all this is pretty much going to be a thing that we hopefully will not have to deal with. I don't know what that's about when all week long they've been talking about, is it going to happen? Is it going to happen? Is it going to happen? China's been kind of talking about the situation, and now they're like, well, it might happen in 2027. So we're like, why are we talking about it now? I know with Russia bombarded 100% Ukraine, like with some 80-some missiles all of a sudden the other day. We don't want to talk about it. We don't really want to be that type of show, which is all like, oh my God, doom and gloom. But again, over the weekend, I would watch at least a few things when it comes to the war with Russia, Ukraine, and China. Speaking of, and I know he's like, what? Why would I want to talk about this? But, when we talk about like products, we talk about manufacturing, we talk about technology, a lot of stuff is made in China. And so I say you never want to, some people kind of go backwards and forward on this, but I say if anything, you want to make kind of like, if you want to move production and or manufacturing maybe to Mexico and or Canada, that might make sense, although Canada's getting a lot of weather, which is really extreme. The cold is hitting everyone. So the question is, where do you go with that? The question that a lot of people ask, though, is what do we do next when it comes to having just like normalcy when it comes to prices? So I know that's one of the things that some of you guys say, well, I can afford it, but can I? I know there was a huge report on TikTok, one of which they want to ban it, and then another one where a lot of influencers were saying to a lot of other young, youthful people, hey, by the way, we do want to just chill on what we spend. But when we share things with you, we share things with you for fun and sometimes for gift ideas, sometimes just for yourself, because sometimes you're thinking, you know what, I need this. And then you're going, you know what, maybe this is an investment in myself. One of them actually is an investment in yourself. Joining us right now is the very guy who knows exactly what he's talking about when it comes to technology, Joel Prevost of Prevost Partners. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning. It's good to be back, Aaron.
Yeah, good to have you. I know you kind of been on a thing, kind of, traveling and touring and doing all that. I know you got some fam stuff as well, but, what can you hit us with that would kind of make sense for people that would be like, you know what, I need that?
Yeah, well, don't let Mother's Day sneak up on you, for example. And there's a great opportunity here with most people have heard of Theragun or Hyperice, and they're like percussion massagers that were really popular, and they're great. I have one, I love it. But the maker of Theragun is Therabody, and they have a new device called TheraFace Pro, and it's a small device that's basically a gentle percussion massager for your face, but it has a bunch of attachments for facial treatments for could be for acne, could be for tense muscles, wrinkle reduction, all that kind of stuff. So it's a really nice device. It gets great reviews. Like I said, there's a lot of attachments, so there's a lot of different ways that it can be used for different purposes. It's not very big. I got one for my wife as a gift for her birthday, and she loves it. And it has a couple of attachments that even one does heat, so it's like warming up, so there's like heat on your face while you're using it, and the other one is a cooling effect. So it's like people do this kind of stuff with their self-care, where it's like they use things they put in the fridge or the freezer, so that it's like ice cold on their face as part of the treatment. This kind of does that for you. So a lot of attachments. It's not cheap. It's a pretty pricey item, which most of these percussion massagers are fairly expensive, at least these name brand ones. So it's $399 plus, if you want the cooling effect, the hot cold rings that I mentioned, it's an additional $100. But there wasn't a discount recently, so you can watch for that. And I just advise people to keep an eye on leading up to you know, holidays like Mother's Day or Valentine's Day, those kinds of things when they come around. That's the time there's always likely to be some kind of a little discount on things like this because they want to entice you to come to their product instead of somebody else's. So look for deals. I would say April and early May leading up to that, if that's something you're looking for.
Well, I will say this, and they have a couple of things that I think, a lot of people are starting to look at. And like, for example, on their page, and you can find it at therabody.com, you can check out some of their stuff. It says save up to 50% on gently used Theraguns. That's interesting. But they have a 60-day at-home trial. I think that's kind of an interesting thing to have. I've never seen 60-day at-home trial. I know there's a 30-day thing. And then they have this thing, which I don't know if it's confusing for them, but they also have a firm where you could take it, and just pay with no interest, monthly, right? And they, kind of get that going for you. And then they take care of the hot, the cold rings. But this could save you a lot of money if your woman or someone goes and they get treatment like at a skin place where they actually do this. This has the attachments, for those of you listening on the radio and or Alexa, this has the attachments like that you would see in a, what would you call that, Joel?
Yeah, dermatology places often are doing facials, or they, or even massage places, depending if there's a person who's trained to do that. Spas, of course. Yeah, they do a lot of these treatments with, like, what is the one, the LED light therapy? So like the red, blue, and infrared light. Is supposed to help with skin health, or your on your face. And so obviously I'm not the expert in this in terms of this product and its purposes, but before I bought it, I watched some reviews and read a blog from somebody to kind of find out, like, okay, what's the story on this. And by and large, it was good. And it has a lot of, like I said, the attachments cover a lot of things. So it has something even for those who deal with acne more. It has some support for that, some part of an attachment. And it also has, like I said, just the percussion massaging. So, a lot of people stress and clench their teeth and they get jaw pain. This is the kind of thing that can really help with that. If you've ever used one of those massagers for your back or any other tight muscles, they're kind of amazing in terms of their ability to give you like a deep muscle massage, but you wouldn't want to put that on your face because they're really aggressive. So this is designed specifically for your face and the smaller muscles, and it's a little more gentle, and it feels great.
Yeah, and we have friends in kind of the world of like beauty and like face, and they do a lot of that special treatment. But I would say this, and I'll say this: it's nice when you have someone else doing it for you. Again, it's not as intense as some of the things, like you have like a machine that's huge and big, and they have to, like, you got to be careful, you got to be trained, you have to go with somebody. We have people like that. I have a good friend. We actually did a report from her place, which is all like spa treatment, right? And they do like Botox, they do like, a bunch of stuff for the body. They do contouring, what they call it microdermabrasion, or I forget what it's called, but like microneedling and all that, which I would say, no, I don't want that because I don't want any needle in me. But this is the next best thing when it comes to maintenance and when it comes to just taking care of that. So I say it actually saves you in the long run. Even, our friend over there is going to be like, why are you saying that? I need, our people to come here.
Right. It definitely doesn't replace getting a facial. I don't want to give anyone that impression. But as far as daily self-care, it does a lot. And like you said, it could save you in the long run because you feel like maybe you space out those other treatments a little more because you feel like you're managing this stuff at home a little better. So, yeah, and at the end of the day, it feels good, right? Like just anything that can relax you and take a little stress away is a good thing. And so I think it's a nice gift for someone who might be interested.
Well, it's a great gift. And for those that don't know, I mean, you live like in the area of snow where you guys get, like, over here, we are having a lot of reports. In fact, we're going into another storm, which is pretty bad. We literally had a blizzard. I was like, most people go, please. You're California. You know, we're the one that has like, you know, a chair fall over with a little earthquake. They're like, it's not that big of a deal. You don't know, you know, but for the last couple of weeks, we've had people snowed in. Places have collapsed because of the snow. People are like, you know, getting stuck. We've had people die because of the snow. It's been really bad. And Californians are not used to it. So for an area like you can like chill. You don't have to go out. You get to do this. Like you said, you know, the woman in your life, you know, the forever, she is able to kind of like chill. You can like have kind of do it for her, you know. She could do it for you. I would have her do it for you, right? Because then it feels good. But you actually do this, and a lot of guys don't understand this, but it's good for a lot more than like just your skin. It's good for under the skin as well. That's where sometimes acne comes from, or like, you know, that stuff that they like, like, you see those pimple popper pushers. You don't have to go to that because it gets that taken care of. The red, let's see, the blue and the it looks pinkish, are all good, but it goes further beyond the top of the skin. As they say, they have topical treatments for this, but this goes beyond. And then the massager part is really good as well, because then it kind of like puts it all in, and then it takes it all out. In essence, you have a lot of stuff in your skin, and especially your face. This is good for your arms, by the way. This is good for your parts of your back. That's why I say have someone do it for you with the warranty that they have. They have a pretty good warranty, and for 60 days, you know, I would definitely say, look, great gift, great for more than one. I want to get this for myself. I'm not going to lie. I'm not that type of person. But if I would get this for like a family of like a few, this is good for your kids. This is good for teens. Teens, I know I've used this in a relationship that I had. Her teen, who was like close to 18, would do spa treatments at home. And it actually helped his skin. It helped him relax. It helped him just soothe. She got him started like at a very young age, but again, she does makeup and hair, so she understands the skin. She understands, you know, topical treatments and stuff. So I say this is really good for that, and it helps. You know, I go back to this Korea, right? I'm not talking about North Korea necessarily, but Koreans, which I think a lot of this is from, and Philippines and others that actually make these things happen, have good skin because of that, because they treat it, they do the spa, they do the what's that mask that they put on?
Oh, you have to tell me. I don't know.
Don't pretend like you don't know. Of course, now he's the man in the room. Anyway, it's that white thing that they put on. I've had it done to me. I'm like, oh my God. I've never done it myself 100%. I wanted to. I think I got some. I just couldn't do it. Anyway, but you put it on your skin, you relax, you chill, you put on some music, maybe some jazz, and then it just, it helps your whatever you apply it to, which is usually your face. But again, this is good for your back, it's good for your arms, it's good for your, I want to say your legs, but definitely for your arms and for your back. Wherever acne comes out or you have bumps, this is good for that. And the different settings are good because they go beyond the skin, and the skin, it's very infrared-ish. It's not hot, but it helps what your skin usually does. When you think UV, you think, okay, UV can hurt your body and or your skin. This helps, it kind of helps heal your body, if that makes sense.
Yeah. It's got a lot of different options. It's cool. And to be clear, I know what you're talking about with the facial stuff, but I just don't know what it's called.
See, he's the guy in the remote, so I'm cool, man. Don't yeah. Anyway, this is cool. I love it. I think it's a great idea. I know you got another product here. We want to take a quick break. We got more to talk about, including something that can help save a life. It's called a defibrillator. I always get this wrong. We'll talk about that next, why this is important for people and why they need to get it. I know we're talking skin, we're talking health, we're talking beauty, but we're also talking about saving your life. We'll talk about that next here on The Morning Show.
Here's to your health with Joshua Lane. Ideas you can use to be healthy and stay healthy. The current thinking about beauty, fitness, and longevity. Every Tuesday and Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. Wellness talk you can use. Here's to your health with Joshua Lane on KMET, naturally.
The Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Banning is distinctively suited for your travel time out of the car. Off the road, you'll find a courteous, welcoming staff in spacious rooms with desks, flat-screen HD TVs, and comfortable furnishings. Enjoy the complimentary breakfast buffet, high-speed internet, and fitness center and pool. The Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Banning, conveniently located off the I-10 near golf, gaming, and entertainment. For reservations and information, call 951-572-5500. That's 951-572-5500, or go online at hiebanning.com.
Tired of waiting in line for overpriced coffees and packaged rolls? Make a change and stop for coffee or espresso and a fresh homemade apple fritter or ham and cheese croissant at Donut Delight on Highland Springs Road in Banning, just off the I-10 freeway. Donut Delight is a family-owned business with a friendly staff who has served the past area for 22 years. Donut Delight on the corner of Highland Springs Road and Ramsey Street, just off the I-10 freeway. Donut Delight opens daily at 4:30 a.m.
Join Yvette Walker every Tuesday at 4 o'clock p.m. on KMET ABC News Radio, 1490 AM, FM 98.1, and Internet KMET TV for the Southern California Business Report. The show is dedicated to highlighting successful businesses and the individuals behind them. Yvette interviews the incredible people managing these enterprises that range from awe-inspiring sole proprietors to world-renowned organizations. The Southern California Business Report, Tuesdays at 4 o'clock p.m. Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state? Did you miss sending out a prior year tax return? The IRS is out to collect now more than ever, and they'll use any means necessary. They legally can and will garnish your wages, take your money, and even seize your property. If you're behind on your taxes, call the Tax Relief Hotline right now at 951-224-9000. That's 951-224-9000. 951-224-9000. You can legally get your tax debt under control, and in many cases, get the breathing room you need. Garnished wages, property seizures, bank levies can stop immediately, but you have to call. Many of our specialists are IRS enrolled agents. They know the system and how to make it work for you. Don't wait for the IRS to come down on you. Act now so you can get your tax debt under control. Call the Riverside office today for free info at 951-224-9000. That's 951-224-9000. 951-224-9000.
That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET, 1490 AM. It is that day, Friday. That means we get to talk about tech, and we really love Joel being back. He has been a little bit amiss for the last month or so, so we kind of like, what? So then we got the information he was back, and we're like, yes! Now I will say this. I know we were talking about like something for, your body, which actually saves you and helps you. But I kind of looked at this and I thought, wow, this is actually good for like everyone. And then I saw a kid's attachment and I thought, okay, that's really good for kids, especially when it comes to brushing your teeth kind of on the fly. Sometimes, I'm not going to lie, I've been watching some shows. I know I have some time actually, but there's some shows on YouTube where certain people go camping. And they show the whole thing. It's like a 20-30 minute, and I'm like, wow, this is really interesting. And it's a girl all by herself doing everything, including like placing with the camera. I'm like, you got to have a camera person there. But anyway, they say, okay, I use this, I use that, I use this. This is attachment for this. This does this, and they kind of sell it for you. They have millions of views, hundreds of millions of views in some cases. Okay, I go a little overboard. More like 3 to 4 million views, like hundreds of thousands of views on very like minimal, like just a week out. Anyway, long story short, I think this would be a cool thing for them to try out, but talk about it. What is it, Joel? What are we talking about?
Yeah, it's the Sonic brush, and everyone hopefully brushes their teeth a few times a day. Maybe you do it the old-fashioned way, or maybe you have an electric toothbrush. I have had an electric toothbrush a long time, and I love it. I think it works a lot better than just a regular brush. But there's this new kind of revolutionary way that's getting buzz, and that's the Sonic brush. And basically, it kind of looks like a mouth guard that you would wear in sports, and then it has a piece that you hold on to as well that doesn't go in your mouth. And you put it in and you bite down to a degree on that mouth guard, and it just brushes all your teeth at once. And not only are they saying, it's faster because you can brush them all in 30 seconds or less if you're on the go, but of course Sonic is boasting some pretty good results in terms of being really thorough and the capability of it to not just clean the teeth, but deeper gum cleaning and getting full coverage of your teeth, because you're basically putting it around all the teeth. Because if even brushing normally, it's not uncommon for people to miss spots, even with an electric toothbrush, if you're not thorough. And so this would eliminate that. Again, all these kinds of things may be an improvement on what we do regularly. It may or may not be important to some people, but if it's interesting, it's a time-saving opportunity. If you're in a rush, it might work well with kids because it's faster, and kids don't want to brush their teeth sometimes for whatever reason. And it's really thorough. So if your oral health is a concern, or you've been told you need to do a better job, it's never going to hurt to explore more robust ways to do things and more thorough ways to do it. And I think it's a really kind of a cool concept.
Well, and again, I'm looking at the site. I'm going to pause here for people to kind of see. Hopefully it doesn't crash everything here. This is where people actually, and it's called the Sonic Brush Kids. Okay, it looks like a little, I don't know if that's a panda. They got a pink and a blue one. This is good for kids. Oh, I see. There's a girl edition and a little boy edition, or maybe an older edition. This is from Megan B. And so they're all like putting in their pictures, which kind of are all over the place. But these are real people with real product. And this one says, with a 5-star, Megan B says, I really like the innovation of this brush. The idea of a playful and integral brushing for children seduced me. I am convinced, and my kids also. Anyone that has a family, oh look, they got like a, let's see, they got purple. It looks like maybe that's purple or maybe blue, light yellow, and then pinkish, and then yeah. So the products are there. You can check it out. Our system's gonna. I hopefully it doesn't crash. Anyway, Joel. Okay, this is a good. It's a good purchase, and I'll say this. Amount of money that it is, it's really like I was gonna go get that one that you talked about last time when it came to Sonic. It was the black one. It was like a couple $100s, and then I held, and I'm like, all right, why am I holding? I think for this, I'm not gonna lie, because it's like a 30-second all-in-one, including it's got some like things for your like to whiten your teeth. This is the type of guard that you see dentists when they whiten your teeth. They put it in, and then you got to wait like a good 20-30 minutes. They put like this laser. Right? It doesn't do that necessarily. It's not that intensive, but I can see it going that way, like with it, like because Sonic sometimes they roll out kind of real simple, and then they say, okay, what does the market want? And then I can see that going next, but I don't know. We'll see, because you could create harm with your teeth that way. But this just does the very simple brush of your teeth, good to go, ready to go. And for kids, I can see this being a real good thing. You just put the little stuff on it, and then you just put like a mouth guard, like you said. And then it gets everywhere, including the gums, right?
Correct. And it's only $60. Not that that's cheap, but when you compare it to other electric toothbrushes, it actually is. The good quality, or name brand electric toothbrushes are usually around $100. There are cheaper ones for sure, but yeah, this is not out of the price range, and I think it's a really handy device. And so again, I always think of things like this are kind of a, though they have they're a utility purpose in terms of our taking care of ourselves. It's still kind of a fun gift sometimes, especially for kids, because I might get them a little excited about the new way to brush teeth, and it doesn't take me as long. At least that any parent knows, maybe you can ride that for a couple weeks if you're lucky, and then you'll go back to the battle. But at least once they get the thing in their mouth, they're kind of done. You do have to move it around. It's not, if you watch some of the videos, it's not like you just put it in and it just sits there and does all the work. They do have you kind of rotate it back and forth to get all of your teeth, but it's really simple design in a lot of ways. It's not really big or anything, and I think it's really kind of interesting.
Well, I'm looking at kids right now fall around going, oh God, we love this, because sometimes they do this like 30 seconds, like they do like a little like, I know back in the day when there was a stepchild and I was like taking care of him, I was like trying to get him to brush his teeth. It was so difficult to be like, okay, I'll brush my teeth while you brush your teeth. You probably know that struggle, right?
Oh, sure. Definitely.
Yeah. So that's difficult. And then when you do it for fun, or you like play like a little music or something, again, it's massaging your teeth. It's doing it real quick. People hate brushing their teeth and like their gums bleeding or stuff. So I can see that being a problem at the beginning, but it really does it all. These devices look really cute. They have for younger kids from 3 and up. I would say anywhere from honestly like maybe even 2. You can start them at 2. You see these kids at a very early age. They love it. If you make it fun for them, they'll do it again and again and again. Just make sure it's charged. It's good. It's obviously approved by dentists everywhere, and these kids just love it. And I think that in of itself says, you know what? It's not just for kids; it's for adults as well. So I would say this is a great buy for anyone, right?
Absolutely, yeah. And for people,
look at this. I'm sorry, I gotta say this. And it has a disinfection box. Oh, this takes care of what I was thinking because I was thinking about this. So it has like a box that actually disinfects it while you just don't worry about it. So you don't have to worry about, because it could get dirty. I can see that. But It disinfects for you any of the bacteria as well. That's only $14.99. Get that together, boom, you're done, including free shipping. Right. Oh, even better.
Right. Yeah, and it's kind of cool. So, for example, that mouthpiece comes off, right? Is that what you're seeing? That you would replace that over time, correct?
I see at the bottom of the kids one, it says Sonic Brush disinfection box. So somehow you put it in. Oh yeah, maybe it's that. Maybe that's what. No, let's see. No, you just put it in. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I think you might disinfect. No, I think you're right that you disinfect the whole thing. But I'm assuming that part that puts in your mouth, we can remove that, right?
It says like how to use it. Place the mouthpiece in the disinfection box. Fill it half with water, then put it in a microwave at 600 watts for 3 minutes. Oh, so you really kill it. It says the boiling water kills all bacteria and your device is good as new. Oh, that makes sense. All right, so there you go.
So that I would bet that that's not the electric part, right? That's just
You're right. It's the mouthpiece part. Yeah. No, you don't. Yeah, I can see people getting confused with that. I see that. Good point.
Yeah, but you could still then clean the part that you hold on to because it might get stuff on it too. But the interesting thing about that is you could share the electrical piece. You could have obviously your own toothbrush component, but you could actually, if it's a cost issue in a family, you could have one of those that's shared, that you just replace the head basically. And then that'd be a way to get into it without having to spend, if you have 4 people in your house, you're not buying 4 of them. And then if you love it, you get your own, right?
Yeah, and again, at $59, it used to be $100. I think you might as well get a family pack of 4, right? Because that's just one Sonicare brush at like a Pro, which I almost bought. Not gonna lie, I think even my mother would like this. I don't know. She's sometimes difficult to convince. Anyway, long story short, I think this is great for kids and adults everywhere. Last but not least, this is kind of important, and I know some people go, "What? I don't want that," but it's important for a lot of people, especially right now. A lot of people are getting sick. A lot of people are going, "What do we do?" If there's a heart problem, I've already had somebody that I actually used to date. She's now, I'm not gonna give her age anyway, she'll hate me for life, but she had a heart attack recently. This would be good for anybody that like you're going, are you incapacitated? What's going on?
Yeah, so defibrillators are not anything new. You'll see those obviously in a lot of public places and of course in medical facilities. And as a former operator of senior communities and nursing homes, we had those in our communities for obvious reasons. They have improved immensely in the last couple decades in terms of their capability. Everyone's picturing the movie scene where they're rubbing paddles together and they're shocking somebody and all that. And that was how it was, and it was required. You had to be really trained in order to operate something like that. Not the case anymore. And so there are defibrillators, the ones you're probably going to see out in the public when you look for them, that are actually quite user-friendly. And I've even, I've gone through CPR training and first aid with Little League, for example, because I was coaching my son's Little League team, and they show you how to use one because you literally just listen to the device tell you what to do. It walks you through step by step what to do. It's really kind of amazing if you ever get the opportunity to see that. So the device I'm talking about today, it's, to be very clear, it's not FDA approved here yet, but it's being used in Europe, and I'm sure it's not alone in terms of the concept. So it's an at-home defibrillator that again, I'm confident, just knowing what I've seen in the commercial level versions, that this will be something that's small, portable, and very user-friendly. Now, I'm not here to talk about whether or not, each individual, this is something that they need or want, but there are plenty of people who would look at this and say, wow, if that's an affordable way for me to have this device in my house because I have someone who I'm concerned about, or maybe there is no concern, but specifically with health, but you've thought, boy, what if something happened? I would want this as an option. It's coming. And so it's kind of a cool thing to know that as much as things have advanced, you're going to have some of these capabilities in your home if it's important to you. And what that's just an example of the advancement, right, of healthcare. What was once something you'd only have in an ambulance or a hospital, now you see them in restaurants, and now you could have one in your home in the near future. Again, not FDA approved for here, at least this version, but I would assume it's coming because the technology's really caught up.
Well, and again, like I said, this person, she's young, and we used to date way back when, and I heard about it through the grapevine, and I said, what? And, she's married now, so obviously, that, but I would be like, if you have a problem in the home and you've been to the hospital at least once with your heart, get one, right? It's almost like mandatory in that way, just in case. If your heart stops, this can keep it going and you could be fine. We just got news yesterday, somebody had a stroke and she hit her head. She's now in the hospital. They're checking that out. A lot of people are getting sick here in LA. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on. But the point is, I know it's a little bit of an investment, but if it's a life, it could save one. And speaking of which, it's called lifeaz.co. They're right there. You can check them out. They have all the stuff ready to go. And so far, they've saved lives, right?
Yeah, at least in Europe. They're based in France or in Paris. And, I would assume that they're making headway to be available here. They're kind of in a startup mode. You can tell when if you peek at their website, they're still trying to grow this business. But yeah, they've sold a lot of them in Europe, and it's popular. And usually, once something shows success in one place, you can expect it to go widespread.
Yeah, and it's ready to go out of the box, which is very important. You want to save lives. You don't want time to go on. And if it could save a life, I tell you right now, that's already worth the investment. Again, if you already have somebody that's gone through this is something that you really gotta, and they have these around, but I think for the general community, this is good because it does I say just get one if you already have some like a family member that has, thankfully my mom hasn't had any problems like that, but if she did, I'd be like, maybe we should invest in this. You know what I mean? People invest in life insurance, they invest in life-saving devices. I don't know if insurance will ever cover this until FDA actually proves it, but again, if you have a situation you've been in at least once, I've already had people die of a heart attack or cardiac arrest. When your heart stops beating, you're like, and technically, other than pumping the person's chest, which they could sue you if you break a bone, right? Like if you're in a car accident or you're a car crash or you see someone like that, you pull this out, you could save their life, hopefully. And worst case scenario, until the paramedics get there, which sometimes through traffic and all that takes a while, you could be the one to save the life. Worst case scenario, you cannot. But at the end of it, if you have this, it kind of pays for itself,
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's a real medical device that now is not a big, huge machine that you need a giant case for. It's a portable item. You could take it with you traveling if it was, something that you need with you all the time. I think it's kind of amazing how things have evolved.
And they're getting smart too. Just the fact that it has a charge, ready to go, I think is important. Right. Doctors are saying good things about it. So I say, good job. Thank you for being ahead of that on this. It's got Wi-Fi on it. I think if you got, and it tells you what to do. It's got some pretty cool stuff. Again, the site is actually right in another language, French. But again, I can see this coming to the States at some point. I'm sure you can get it, and I'm sure you can order it, and then get ready to go with that. So pretty cool. All right, I know we got to let you go. Thank you again for making all the great stuff accessible to us. Again, I think the big buy right now, especially for everyone, because it's probably the least expensive, especially if you have kids, is obviously the brush. Okay, so go check out the brush. I think it's cool. I'm gonna bring it up here real quick because I think that's 100%. It's just a good buy right now, with certain things coming with family and stuff. If you have a problem or you're thinking, what should I get them or what can I get them? It's this, right? Sonic-brush.net. Go check it out. They got a lot of great stuff, not just for the kid in life. They have stuff for you too, but it's pretty cool. All right. So, Joel, we thank you so much for spending time with us. We'll see you again next time. All right.
Sounds great. Thanks, Aaron.
All right. So, we got more right after this. Stay tuned.
Take KMET 1490 AM with you everywhere you go by downloading our free smartphone apps found on the KMET website, KMET1490am.com. You can also go to the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store on your phone to download the free app. Now you can listen live or play any of your favorite programmers' podcasts using your smartphone. Go to KMET1490am.com and download your free phone app today.
KMET AM 1490 presents Cal State San Bernardino basketball. This Friday afternoon, March the 10th at 2:20 p.m., March Madness begins. The Coyotes meet Montana State Billings in the first round of the NCAA Division II tournament, live from Golden Gymnasium in San Diego. Join Mitch McClellan as the Coyotes meet the Yellow Jackets. Cal State San Bernardino basketball broadcasts are brought to you by Dignity Health, Hatfield Buick GMC, Raising Cane's, Penny Law, Pepsi, and the Hyatt Place Hotel Ontario Mills. That's Cal State San Bernardino basketball in the NCAA tournament, live from San Diego, this Friday afternoon at 2:20 p.m. on your exclusive radio home for Coyote basketball, KMET AM 1490.
Hi, everyone. This is Bernadette, the host of One Life Radio, your number one source for alternative and holistic health since 2011. One Life Radio is designed to educate and inspire. Visit us at oneliferadio.com because you get one body, you get one mind, and you get one life. Get out there today and make the most of it. Tune in weekdays at 1 p.m. on 1490 KMET Smart Talk, ABC News Radio.
We're in the studio with Fred Penny, managing attorney with Penny & Associates Injury Lawyers. Fred, tell us what makes you the number one choice for handling personal injury cases.
Most of our firm is made up of former insurance company trial lawyers with extensive experience handling all types of personal injury matters. We believe that gives us a distinct advantage.
That's Penny & Associates Injury Lawyers with locations throughout California. For a free consultation, go to pennyandassociates.com or call 1-800-616-4-LAW. That's 1-800-616-4-LAW.
When you want the best performance for your vehicle, think only of Scott's Headers and Mufflers in Beaumont, right off the I-10 and 60 freeways. Check out Scott's complete list of performance products on their website at hdrinfo.com. Scott's Headers and Mufflers can recommend ways for your car or truck to get better gas mileage and cut down on emissions. Need your car or truck to pass smog only? Go to Scott's Headers and Mufflers in Beaumont. Find out all of your questions on vehicle performance by logging on to hdrinfo.com. Scott's Headers and Mufflers in Beaumont, hdrinfo.com.
That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. We appreciate each and every one of you. I know we got Jess over there. Jess, what's going on?
Good morning. Yes, I was just listening to Joel and all those cool things he was talking about. I might order that toothbrush because it looks cool. I may not or may not order the panda one just because I like pandas, but they look cool. I'm not kidding. It's just stick it in your mouth and watch TV or something like that.
Well, I know you're an uncle, right? So I can see the kid, like, you know, and like, right? You would be like that guy to be like, look, I'm responsible. There you go. Let's have fun while we brush our teeth. You know, and then they go, oh my God, we love Jess. So there you go. I think that'd be pretty cool. Again, it's available. It's only $59.99. When you think about like all the stuff to just try to get your kid to actually like brush their teeth, it's just a quick, like, that's my 100%, you know, thanks to Joel. Check him out again on Twitter. You can use the hashtag TikTok with Joel. I hope he promotes that up the wazoo because it's really good. Parents will be like, thank you We love you. So there you go. All right. They also have the other device for your skin. I know some, skin people that we work with are like, no, don't promote that because it get like, you know what I mean? I'm like, dude, it's good for maintenance. Just promote it yourself, And sometimes they can even like, I'm not gonna say it because then the company that they'll see it and they go, no, but whatever. There's always competition there when it comes to the skin of especially women who take care of the skin. Like those Instagram models don't take care of their skin like 100%. Without taking care of their skin, meaning they take care of their skin 100%. They don't just rely on, but there you go. So that's, what? They all have money for that. They may not have money for like food, but they have money for the skin. You know what I mean, Jess?
I have no comment on that one. Okay, let's change subject. A new asteroid was recently discovered.
Another one? What? Why?
And this one has a small chance. It's about the size of an Olympic swimming pool. It has a small chance of coming towards us, but the estimated day is what's hilarious to me.
So you're saying we're not going to be here?
Well, it depends. It's supposed to crash in 2046. It's supposed to come by us.
Okay, we got time. That makes sense because I saw a report on NASA, and NASA was very like happy, or maybe it wasn't NASA, it was a couple people. Maybe it was, I don't remember. Anyway, I saw a report. They were like, okay, remember that one where they like slammed into an asteroid? They said there are reports that based on the information that they have, that they kind of nudged it in a way away from its original orbit. So in a way, they're all excited. But I say this. You got to do it right because you may be putting in the path of something else that could create more problems for us. So you got to know the trajectory, and you really got to not just slam something in and say, oh, see, it moved it. You got to say, okay, can we kind of like think space shuttle and then slowly move it out of the way? You could do that. You just have to have a way of pushing it. So I talked to an engineer. I hope he's smart and I hope he applies that. But, yeah, Space Force is real. I saw a video on YouTube about it. Like, do you know what it is? Do you know that they're recruiting? Would you go to space and be inducted into Space Force, Jess?
As of this moment, or do we have like some kind of new alien technology that I can utilize?
I'm pretty sure that like, you see, I know I'm going to lose you to something like that. I know it. You're going to do the Neuralink. You're going to do that. You're going to be like, all right, I control all the drones. And then they hook up your brain to like one of those like conscious machines. And then you're up in the cloud. And now you're the Matrix guy. How about that?
Okay, no, that actually reminded me of a TV show, actually. The way you were... Huh?
What TV show, Jess? Is it the TV show of Jess and how he's going to go next level?
Do you remember the movie, or do you remember the TV show Stargate?
Yeah.
So in the later seasons, in a couple of the episodes, they have a Neuralink chair. So it pretty much like it goes into your brain, and you're just like you're conscious of everything and everything that's connected to it.
Yeah. Yeah,
maybe that's just what we see, what we're gonna make. But either way, it'll be cool.
We're already making it, man. That's what the Neuralink is. That's why I say don't do it. Don't be among the first. Look, here's the thing. It can be hacked, okay? If it cannot be hacked and it's like into your own, I can see it doing this, Jess. You're making millions of dollars. Anyway, look, here's the thing. Go watch Sword Art Online. I know it's a cartoon. It's an anime. But that is the problem with a Neuralink. It's cool. It's neat. It's really like, it's kind of like dreamlike / But I say do VR. Stick with that. Don't get hacked, because if they can hack your brain, they can hack anything. So don't be hackable is my point. You know what I mean? I know people always say that's science fiction, but I saw a movie the other day about Red Planet. I don't know if you saw it, because again, I'm kind of on this little thing of like Tom Sizemore, right? I can't believe he's, passed away. I still think they did him wrong, because if you had an aneurysm, Jess, I know I'm not on your like contact list, but I would think your mom would be like, no, don't pull the plug. You know what I mean? Unless they couldn't afford it, or like, can they afford it? I don't know. Do you have life insurance, Jess?
I do not have life insurance, so no one's going to get money after I pass away. But so you did see Red Planet. Okay. So you can recall that robot that went from nice to angry.
Well, that's why you don't ever do military with a like machine that is on the spaceship, because anything can happen. And if you remember that, back to something I talked about, you'd never do heat on a ship of any sort. So because I could just, so she funneled that out. I forgot those people were in it. Val Kilmer, he was among some of the really big people, but it came out in 2000, right? And they said, okay, one day we're going to be Mars. And I'm like, I wonder if I interviewed him today, would he know that, okay, that was way ahead. Now we're like there at Mars, and all those things that they're talking about are pretty much real, including the robot. You know what I mean? So now it's like 2023, and, you know, that was in 2000. 23 years ago, we're talking about stuff. No longer is that fiction. All those things are real now. But at the time, it was just computer graphics. But they knew something was coming. And I don't know if they told him, hey, this is coming. We're just wondering, you know, are these the things that could happen? And we know it's a fantasy and a fiction tale and all that. But, you know, it came out at the same time that Matrix did. So, you know, I don't know. But I was like with, what's her name? I can never remember her name when I need to. The Matrix girl. What's her name? Carrie Ann
Moss.
Thank you. I always get that last name wrong. Carrie Ann Moss. I'm like, you're not Mossy. But Carrie Ann, she, you know, did that. And the other one, I'm like, it looks like Matrix. Anyway, and then at the end, they did the Warner Bros. Thing with the little green. I'm like, what were you trying to do? Anyway, the story is this. We're there. And people kind of forget that. We talk about it. That's why I say Space Force is here already. There's been parodies of that. But we're here, they're recruiting. And people go, that's not real. It is real, okay? I thought it was fake as well when Trump did his little, like, what do you think about this insignia? Was what he should have said, because it's a knockoff of Star Trek. And I'm like, did Star Trek predict the future? What's that? You know, so back to Alienware, what you're talking about, would they have that? I think they would be very quiet about it. You have to have top security clearance. But I think, Jess, you would be that guy. And then you would hack it, and then you would figure out a way to do it yourself.
Exactly. So do you watch a lot of like news clips? Just curious.
Yeah, sadly, so
no,
yeah.
Like
I don't want to, and I do.
Yeah, I know. So I think it was last night on the NBC Nightly News. I don't know why, but this dude starts talking about alien motherships. Did you hear about that?
Is he government? Is he just a guy? Is he a guy ready to get locked up? What is he, Jess?
He's just a news anchor for the NBC Nightly News.
Oh, God, did he know something? He leaked it. He shouldn't have. All right, go ahead. What did he say?
He was talking about how the Pentagon's UFO chief Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick suggests in a new scientific paper that an alien spacecraft could have been sent across the galaxy a long time ago. And he's talking about all these little things that we've been seeing are actually probe ships. And I'm just all like, are we there in the news? Whose bingo card, doomsday bingo card, was motherships? Not cool.
Jess, I think what you mean to say is, are we getting taken over anytime soon? I told you I have information for government officials, but yeah, they wouldn't believe it. Anyway, look, I said this was a thing. I said it's going to be a thing. I said, look, and I even said I'll say this. I don't think people are ready for this, but I said to a trusted friend, I said, within the next couple of years, there's going to be information, and it's going to be a thing you're going to have to accept that aliens are real, okay? It's not going to be a thing. And I remember hearing this broadcast on another station, okay? I can't say the station because, you know, the station that we're at would be like, no, they need to listen to us, not them. But the point is this. I heard them saying at some point they're going to kind of, like, get people ready for, like, kind of like, okay, it's not a science fiction movie anymore, right? And this, in a way, plays into that. Shout out to Coast to Coast, which actually we should have on this channel. I keep saying that. But Coast to Coast actually had that, and I remember listening late at night because that's the only thing that would keep me up. I go, okay, fake. I wonder. And I remember that. And then something I saw, and I was like, why is it silent? That makes no sense. And why is it in that area? This isn't military. So I say, okay. And then all those Pentagon papers, all the Pentagon things that they're like releasing, Pentagon doesn't joke around, okay? They used to cover it up, right, with the other government that we don't talk about, right? You know. So anyway, the point is this, Jess. It's going to come out, and it's going to come out in the next few years. And I think when it does come out, you'll be ahead of it, but certain people that are religious will not be ahead of it because they'll say, well, I thought, like, and I'm like, yeah, that's why, like, I always say, ask a alien, what is your faith there? And if they say we don't believe in it, they're either science mind or research mind. And they're like, you guys are dumb. But I say this, what happens when you die? What do you believe will happen to the body? And then you go, oh, okay. If you can have that conversation with an alien person, then you'll understand, oh, maybe we meet in the middle, or maybe we don't. You know what I mean?
Right. It's all like a lot of people's worst fears is it's pretty much like what Columbus did to the natives when he came here, you know, take them over or whatever. So it's pretty much like if someone's more advanced to us, like, what are they going to do to us? Are they going to take us as slaves, or are they going to teach us?
You know what?
If
Can
there's
I
anything
say,
like that, I'm afraid.
you brought it together really quick, and then you kind of sidestepped. But let me help you out. What I think you meant to have said was this: would the natives here have been at a like I know some are like not, but they should because they have the capability. Back to technology. The ships technically and all the stuff that Europe brought to the Americas, so to speak, kind of advanced those that were here in a way, right? Now, in a way, they always want to keep them down, but you're also like bringing something that I always say: if they shoot at you and you're dead, there's a reason. Now, back to probe, right? You said that guy mentioned Mothership, right? That may have been here for some time. He probably leaked it. He shouldn't have, because he's getting the information. Now it's all over the place. So they'll probably like squash him and like say, and he'll be like, no, what I meant to have said, but whatever, it's already out there. So the other ships that they're saying, no, we don't know what these are. In a way, I think they're probably having information, and in a way, don't think Independence Day, okay? Don't think that extreme. But if that happens, that we're dead. But the point is this: the technology is super advanced. That's why they're freaking out. That's why, when they try to chase them, they go super quick. They go, "What's that?" But if they shoot back, now we have a problem. Then we have war. You got Battle LA, right? If you think that, then you go, okay, that makes sense because they're another race or another species, but you got to make sense to the species that wants to make sense. But in a way, why are they here? Honestly, planet. There's only so many planets to go around that are habitable, right? So if they have a planet that they may have done in, or maybe they want to mine, or maybe they want to do something, you go, okay, that makes sense. Because if you look at planets, even here in the U.S., and I did this with my mother, and I said, look at that. They have criteria for, like, they're sending that, that telescope out to look at stuff. They're even looking at Pluto. Now they're saying, oh, it's definitely a planet, whatever. But the point is, we're dumb, okay? So you can learn from another species, but if they want to be here, A, do they have a planet to go to? B, did they destroy it? Is it like suffering? Because they may be technology-wise like us, but look at us in our environment. We're crushing the environment with smoke and other things. So I would ask them this. Are you here to help us out? What happened to the planet that you know? What happened to the planet that you see? And what happens to the planets that are there? Which ones are habitable? We know ours is perfect for living. We get that. But again, it's kind of like, do we have to take you under our wing? Or are we going to just do you guys in and then take over the planet? That's the question everybody has. What I say is, I don't think so, because we have nuclear, we have things that could destroy them, but then it shouldn't go that level because we have robots. So like, oh my God, what do we do? And I say, go to the other planet that's habitable and go there, because they don't have things there. I don't know, maybe they're underground. But my point is this: you got to think like, okay, back to Columbus. I like that you brought that up, because we're basically the indigenous, and we think we're the smart, and we're not. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yes, most definitely. Like, as smart as we think we are, I highly doubt we are that smart, especially if we haven't figured out how to leave our atmosphere regularly, unlike them.
Yeah, our movies get us the smart one, but we're not the smart one in the room. It's them. The ones that have been, like with that technology, you go, when did that technology start? You go, okay, well, we're behind. Just because we adopt it, it's like a laptop, right? You can adopt a laptop, but if you don't know how to make that laptop, you'll figure it out. But again, how do you make a silent device fly in the air? I've seen a few of those. I've never posted it, but I've seen a few of those. I've shown it to my mom, and I've seen it even with one other person said, take a picture of that because one day it's going to be a thing. So there you go. There are things that you cannot explain, but now Pentagon and all the governments that used to hide it are like, it's a thing. So now it's going to be a thing. Anyway, send me that news article. I want to see that because it just goes to show what I'm saying. That's why I say, Mom, be ready for it. I know you're religious, but remember, God created all. And something happens when you die. So there you go. Anyway, I don't know if the faith there or the faith here like supersedes one, but I can see religious people going, okay, fine, I go with that faith. I don't really know because they are more technology. Anyway, we're out of time. Make it a great day, whatever you do. Remember, life is worth living and live it well. Bye-bye, everyone. All right, and we're still here. I'm going to go to you guys on social media because I need to put some perspective. I didn't know I was going to go there when it came to, stuff like that. But it's kind of important that you guys understand this is kind of where we're at. And a lot of people are going to be like, didn't you hear or didn't you know? Back to, films that are sci-fi and all that. Shout out to Steph who's tuning in. We appreciate you, and others. I know some of you kind of post stuff on your own social media about, other things. I go, okay, that makes sense. But the point is this. You're going to get into a moment of time where you say, you know what? I get that we have a virus. I get that we have like things coming at us when it comes to our weather. I get that we have certain things that come like war and other things, but I didn't see aliens coming. I always thought that was fake. Now, when you have reports like that coming out on NBC, right? I don't know if it's national or local, but people will say, oh, is that guy right? I'll say he probably has a job for years to come because now he's that guy. He probably has information about something, or it's a report. I haven't seen it yet, so I don't know. But I keep saying this, be prepared. And I don't want to be that show where it's like, aliens exist, this and that and the other, because then people go, oh, you're that the guy, whatever. But or you're that person or whatever. You're the guy that says they're real, but are they? And I say, look, you haven't looked up, you haven't but believe the people that actually say it. I've had people say it to me that I haven't said to anyone. They say, don't tell anyone. I said, okay, that's fine, because they don't want to be that person in the room, right? The crazy one, right? And some, they go, oh my God, it came out of the sky, oh my God, and you don't want to be that person, right? But I will say this, when it comes mainstream, and it already has on CNN, even on Fox, and they're like, why are we reporting this? Because they're like, are we the fake news agency now? The media that he was talking about? The answer is, well, we'll see. So I say this, be prepared. I say this as well. There are a lot of people that will be like, you're crazy, you're crazy, you're crazy. I go, look, I know what I've seen, but I haven't said anything. Now I say it because now you're ready for it. Here's the reality. There are going to be things that you see in the sky that you're going to say, and now some will say, was it in the Bible? And I say, look, the Bible is good, but again, it was for a people that technically, well, they didn't know everything. Now, I will say this. There are certain things like ancient aliens and other ones I've been saying, see, we were right the whole time. And you go, what? And you go check out some of those. They make sense. Sometimes they, are all over the place. But I say this. What is it about wing thing that's on every single thing that ever was a thing? Well, they say angels. Well, that's in the Bible. You know what I mean? How do you believe that? People will go, well, that was imagination. Well, then how was that imagination? How did they save them? How did they come with a winged creature, right? So is that alien? Is it not? Is that other dimension? What is it? So back to something that I think is going to happen in the next few, probably, I don't know. It's probably going to be months, maybe years. But I say this, be prepared for it, all right? Just have your mind ready to say, you know what? Even if you have faith of some sort, remember, no matter what it looks like, okay? There are people of every sort, right? And there's religion of every sort. Certain, I'll say this. A lot of people say this. Let me preface this, actually, because some people will be like, wow, you're that. I say, look, in certain, some people say, okay, what makes a bad person eventually, right? There's a lot of things, right? Back to environment, back to the way they grew up, back to sometimes belief. I'm not going to lie. It's a thing. When you think cult or you think, a lot of those are the first to go, all right? Meaning they go, yeah, see, we were right, but they never talked about it, right? They're the first to believe anything, so don't ever follow that, okay? That's number one. Number two, if you say, in essence, look, I have faith, but stay with the faith. Because at the end of the day, you have faith that somehow we all got, somehow where we're at. And if you even think of scientists, I'm so glad I saw Red Planet. Go check it out with Sizemore. In that, it was actually one of those things where it's like, do you believe? And then one actually makes it out, the others do not, whatever. But the point is this, where do you go when you die? If you just keep asking that question and then you say, okay, that makes sense, even alien will say, we have people that believe that. Now, the ones that are here and or in the sky are more research, so they're like, whatever. But you get it? So there's all different ones. So if you have a few, where are the rest? That's what I say. That's what I say to technically the U.S. and government. You always got to remember, those are just a little, they're like little scouts. You got to remember, they come with a nation. So, yeah, so there you go. Because there's all different, and that'll come out like there's different. Look, people are going to do the research. You go, wait a minute, they've been talking about this for a while. Yeah, and those people are going to say, see, you guys didn't believe us. We've been right the whole time. Or you didn't see what we were saying, and now you get it. You get it? So there you go. So don't think the people that have been saying it, even though they kind of look a little like, I don't know if I trust you. If they have footage and they say, look, I was there, I can tell you this is real. I know they say it's just fake or this or that, maybe optical illusion or this or that. There's only so much. And when, let me put it this way, when government actually releases all the information, they're going to say in essence, okay, you see these, what are these? All right. Because they still don't know. And you're like, your government, why would you not know? I thought you guys were the ones hiding it. There's a certain branch of government, a secret branch. I know it sounds like one of those films, but it's true, that actually says we know it, but they got to talk to Pentagon. When they talk to Pentagon, they say put a on it. So in the next few, probably we'll see. They may say, it's so big we need people to be aware of it because we don't know where it's going. If it goes that, then we have a problem. Then it's like Battlefield LA. That's worst case scenario. Best case scenario, everybody just needs to make sense and say, all right, awesome. And then, share, honestly, They've been watching TV for years. I've said this, right? Radio and or like, you know, boop, 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 boop. We've been getting signals from other parts of space. We're like, oh, look, that's a thing. So science is really ready for the information. They're like, yeah, we knew it. We weren't alone in the universe. And I say that. I say, remember, you're like, and I love that he brought this up, and it's true. That's the warning. The Columbus thing, right? Don't be the ones that go, oh my God, we love you, come here, and this and that. Because they say, so that. And then they take advantage of you. You get it? So that's where I say military, get ready for that, because worst case scenario, you got to go, which ones do you trust and which ones do you not trust? Because they know who to trust. And they also know who not to trust because they keep an eye on each other. But I think in essence, the reason they're here and the reason they've always been here, to like, you know, because you guys were almost like, if you look at like disasters and you look at certain things, they're always there researching. They go, huh, interesting. But those are the researchers, okay? The other ones are the ones that kind of like, they say, no, don't, because you're not ready for that. But they may just be saying in essence, we don't want to take you all out. We want to keep you alive because it doesn't work. We want to work together with you. Those are the ones we can work with. Those are the ones that say, okay, we have technology, we can help you. But then the other ones are the ones that just want to destroy. And if you look at their planets and you talk to the other aliens, if you can communicate, you really need to communicate, then you'll understand, oh, guess what? They did their own like place in, but technically we're doing our place in. So if we let them know that, they'll be like, good to know. And then, you know, they could say, well, you do this, you do that, you do this, and then we're all good. And then we could go and come back, and there you go. Some say they're already here. They've been here for, you know, but, you know, humans, what we are, kind of like breed a lot. So you got that. So that's the question. Do we become slaves at some point? I say no. I say we have enough stuff, you know, that, you know, help save us. But the point is this. You know, if you had like a mothership come, I say hate the other way, because you never want to be around when they, you know, even if it's like telecast, never be that person in the room that goes, huh, I wonder. Never stay in the area. Always go like the opposite where they're not. Then you have like a lead chance. There you go. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. All right, people, make it a great day. Whatever you do, remember, life is worth living. Live it well. Bye-bye, everyone.